All right. Ladies, remember, after the show, playing his curly cues, find a prize. All right. After we do that, I forgot what I was going to say. I lost my train of thought. Boom, boom. Okay. We're going to bring up our last performer for this evening. Please give it up for Rob Williams, everybody.
Oh, yeah, right. So the gay guy has to end the show. Now I've got to be funny, right? Just kidding. So this this piece was written in 2004. The piece is called Hope Chest, and it was published in an anthology called I Do, I Don't, Queers on Marriage. If you want to look it up, it's still out there. It was put together as a response to the recent, at the time, voter-approved Prop 22, which annulled the marriages of close to 4,000 gay and lesbians that had occurred earlier that year in San Francisco. So you remember that was when Rosie O'Donnell got married to Kelly. But they're breaking up now. Anyway, at the time I wrote it, I'd been dating someone for about 2 years, and so the thought of marriage was way, way, way off. Though I was happy to have this essay in the book, I don't think that I really understood how important or serious or how valid this issue was. I knew that rights were being taken away, and my piece, this essay, was responding to that idea of something not being available to everybody. But a year later, much to my surprise, my boyfriend, Ted, gave me a ring that he bought off a table that also sold sunglasses in Greenwich Village, and he asked me to marry him. And we had our marriage ceremony in the summer of 2005 in a former mayonnaise factory in Williamsburg, Brooklyn. It was attended by over 100 people, including his father, a former academic, and his mother, a social worker, and my dad, a former FBI and DEA agent who was packing a gun. It was very meet the parents. Our marriage, though, wasn't recognized in the state of New York, and it isn't recognized here in California. So I thought I would revisit this essay again tonight. This is Hope Chest. Webster's New World College Dictionary defines hope chest as a chest in which a young woman collects linen, clothing, etc., in anticipation of getting married. My oldest sister's hope chest was cedar and smelled like a campfire. In it, she kept clove cigarettes, love letters from her boyfriend, trashy paperbacks like Flowers in the Attic, Playgirl magazines and Chippendales calendars. The Fireman with the salt and pepper pubic hair was my favorite. I used to snoop in the chest regularly. It was never locked. I would scan the paperbacks for the sex scenes, giggling at the mention of a nipple. I'd stare at the perfect penises in Playgirl. Why is it that the men's dicks were always at a 45-degree angle in that magazine? The advice column made my own groin tingle. Who knew that there were so many ways to say penis, cock, dick, sausage, pole? When I wasn't snooping in the chest, I was sitting on it. It was at the foot of her bed, directly across from the record player. The only record player in our house. It was here that I first sang along to Blondie. I swooned at the sexually ambiguous Gary Newman. Remember Cars? And I marveled at the Fleetwood Mac album cover for Rumors. I mean, who wasn't enticed, gay or straight, by Mick Fleetwood in breeches, 2 black balls on a string dangling between his legs? Remember that one? I was only 11 when my sister, who was 4 years older, got her hope chest. But I was acutely aware that this was some sort of rite of passage for her and her alone, that this was special. My mother and sister talked about it for weeks, if not months, before she actually got it. The long and careful planning that went into acquiring a hope chest instilled in me a sense that this big cedar box was going to change her life. My mother had had a hope chest of her own as a young woman, so she wanted to pass the tradition on to my sister. A couple of sacred items that had been in my mother's hope chest, a patchwork quilt of intricately laced swatches of fabric, a near-complete set of red poppy Mikasa dishes, were then going to be placed into my sister's hope chest to use when she got married, because, of course, one day she was going to get married. Like any rational child, I wanted what my sister got. If she got a Barbie dream house, then I wanted a Barbie dream house. But one day I was sitting on my sister's hope chest, most likely singing along to the Grease soundtrack. And I began to wonder when and how I was going to be getting a hope chest of my own. Where was I going to put my supplies for my future with my husband? Because surely I was going to get married, wasn't I? I fantasized about the things I would put in my chest in preparation for marriage. Soft, colorful towels and bed sheets from Sears, a crock pot or a fondue set, my own Playgirl magazines. I thought about what kind of stain I wanted the wood to be. I was gay after all, come on. I decided I didn't care too much for the red cedar of my sister's chest, and I wanted something really shiny and lacquered. I told my sister about the plan. She said, "Boys don't get a hope chest, you dork. A hope chest is just for girls." Then she shooed me out of her room. "So I don't get anything?" She grasped for something, anything. "Sure, you get something else, just not a hope chest." But what would I be getting if it wasn't a hope chest, I wondered? A hope duffel bag? A hope toolbox? I'd been in the wedding of a cousin of mine. I was the ring bearer, really adorable in my oversized blue velvet bow tie. And at the rehearsal dinner, all of the men in the wedding, including myself, received a huge, heavy buck knife. And the women got a charm bracelet. Maybe that was supposed to be my hope buck knife. Or was I supposed to put that buck knife into my hope duffel bag for when I got married? This notion or idea that I wanted a hope chest became fodder for my family for several months, if not years. They still talk about it. It garnered laughs at family dinners and holidays. I was patted on the head for how cute and precocious I was for wanting a hope chest. "Little Bobby wants a hope chest," they said. "Hey, maybe you could put it on your Christmas list." I was called hopeless, which got more laughs at the dinner table. Hope, hopeless, you know. It was all very cute, and it was all very funny. But now I'm married, going on 4 years, to a wonderful, wonderful guy, and it occurs to me that almost 30 years later, I still haven't gotten my hope chest. Not legally, anyway. And that's not cute, and that's not funny. Thanks.
Give it up for Rob Williams, everybody. I hope you liked him. I hope he comes back.